Imagine being a patient going in for a routine surgery, only later to find out you were infected with a potentially deadly disease at the hands of a drug-abusing healthcare provider.
8 years ago, I went in for a routine surgery to remove a kidney stone. 5 or 6 weeks later, I became pretty ill, very fatigued, nauseous, some bronchial stuff, just feeling so off. I was a single mother to a 1-year-old and, could have been a lot of different things. By the time I finally got to the urgent care to see what was going on, the woman behind the desk said, "Did you know you were jaundiced?" and sent me right to the ER. After a series of blood workups and tests, it came back that I had tested positive for hepatitis C. The world stopped. The biggest thing for me, once I was diagnosed, was just the panic, that fear. What's going to happen to me? And more importantly, how's my 1-year-old? Has she been infected? And so she also had to be tested. And thankfully, she was negative. As I was going through the process of figuring out how to treat myself, there was this nagging piece to all of this. How did this happen? 3 months later, the news broke that I was part of a drug diversion outbreak. And there ended up being 19 of us who were infected with a hepatitis C virus because a surgical tech was diverting fentanyl. She was taking syringes of fentanyl that were meant for patients like myself. She was injecting herself. She was filling it with saline and putting them back on surgical trays. So that fentanyl that was meant for me actually had saline and her hepatitis C virus. Once an arrest had been made, there was a name, there was a face, someone to blame, and I was angry as hell. When you look at something like this, obviously it could have been prevented. And everyone looks to the surgical tech as that one rogue employee, that one person who's making the mistake. And really, it is more about a broken healthcare system that didn't enforce the policies and procedures and allowed this to happen.
Lauren joins us now along with Dr. Gregory Skipper, who treats drug-addicted healthcare professionals. Lauren, I'm sorry this happened to you. We are supposed to protect you, take care of you, save you from illness. This is a devastating thing. First things first, how is your health?
Gratefully, I'm doing well. I was one of the lucky few who actually was able to clear the virus on my own after months and months. Thank goodness. Yeah. But there were also, there were 18 others. And I think that for some of the folks who actually did go through the 48 weeks of treatment that they needed to go through, in some cases it cleared and actually came back.
And I understand now you've really done a lot of work, even introducing legislation in Colorado, or working on that to help protect others, correct?
Certainly. The legislation that was passed in Colorado shortly after our outbreak happened really was to help. It was a surgical tech who infected it. So it was really to help better register them and to have a tighter kind of control.
Let me ask you about that. What happened in this case to the worker that infected you and 19 others?
So once she was caught, finally, she was actually arrested, and through a series of legal actions, she plea bargained and then eventually got 30 years in prison.
And there's nothing happy about that at all.